The sports world has been something you guys have obviously had some big wins in. The Barcelona collaboration was an insane success. Will you tell everyone, David, about that partnership and just how the response was?
Yeah, I think just well, the response was insane. It was massive at the level of the Dodgers Tokyo series in terms of the merch sales. So it was incredible.
So what does that look like then?
A lot. But yeah, it was just, I mean, obviously FCB is iconic, team and club, and Spotify had reached out to us to just kind of like do the jersey logo that they do every year with different artists, and our response was, we don't want to follow anyone else. Can we make this a much more immersive thing for their fans? And the El Clasico game was, the match was, a huge opportunity to like merge kind of sports, culture, and music. So we brought Nike in, we did the Nike secret tournament out there, and we just created a whole collection around it and shot a bunch of content. We had Yamal, he was wearing our stuff even though he's like signed to a different brand. But yeah, it was amazing just to see the energy, and yeah, it was awesome.
What else do you guys want to do in the sports world? I mean, obviously I know you have incredible ties, and teams, leagues would do anything to have your guys' kind of fingerprints on their brand. What do you see in the sports world that is attractive to you guys potentially in the future? Ownership, something that would
yeah, for sure. And also just more to that, right? I think like high level creative direction, I think sports could use an injection. I think it has so much marketing, but I feel like you can use a little injection of like little creative, right? I think in the early 2000s and early 90s, unknowingly there was so much creative sauce that was so sprinkled across the sports industry that I wouldn't say that it lost today. I just think the energy can be ejected back. And it can come from all different type of people. I just think inviting that community back would just, really take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And really bringing highlighting some sports like international sports in America, getting some of these kids in the communities outside to like really see what the hell is going on out here, because it's going crazy.
Yes.
What?
Kevin said before when he was interviewed that outside of making the NBA, that Nike and his partnership and his signature shoe was part of the dream. And you obviously have the most successful shoe in the market, and have done it in such an interesting, creative way, right? How you fed the market and how the demand, created more and more buzz. The secondary sales were priced insanely high. But it seems like there's a method to this, and your business is in such an incredible place now. What has been the journey with you at Nike, and what is the future starting to look like of how you want to view your footwear business and your apparel business as Cactus Jack alongside of that?
Eventually I want to, have a building there, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's growing.
At Nike?
Yeah, I think that's growing the energy of assortment of things, right? Eventually having athletes that can come under, eventually creating other lines from running to, basketball to lifestyle to football to both layers of football to tennis, pickleball. I have a vision for, just an assortment of footwear and apparel, right? And I think that's just the steps that we're taking towards just to, where to go. I think that's just the future for what we're trying to build. I think every day we're rotating the wheels on like, what's the future of footwear, future apparel, future technology, and future on the things that was left on the table from before, you know what I'm saying? As far as things that came before my time, and how to take those things and innovate them. So yeah, stay tuned.